Next in line. Hi, I just have this bottle of water and this candle. Okay, your total $64.95.
I've been really hungry the last 3 days.
I bought this jacket on credit since I don't have any savings.
Buying a house is near impossible in today's market, and mortgage rates are the highest they've been in decades.
What the fuck is going on with these car dealerships and these goddamn prices?
I have a serious question. How in the world are y'all affording groceries out here?
It sucks, but people are really drowning right now.
Americans are seeing prices rise. They're seeing it on their bills. How long can they expect that pain to last?
Recent polling suggests Trump is underwater on the economy. 56% of Americans disapprove of his handling of it. Just 44% approve.
I literally just checked my bank account. I am so broke. And I don't know what I'm doing with my life. And I just paid for more gas.
Only $10.
That's a lot of money.
I'm about to start selling it. I'm like, either I'm selling it or I'm robbing, because it seems like you can't make no money nowadays with morals. I'm sick of it. Like, I work 24/7 and I don't see no type of money coming in. I'm tired, okay? I'm sick of this shit.
Fuck the prices of eggs. Have y'all seen the prices of spinach?
Hey, I don't give a damn what nobody say. It has never been this expensive to live. Ever. Like, in no era when motherfuckers was making $1 an hour, it was never this expensive to live. Eggs, $10 a piece. Like, you walk in the store, you get 3 things, you at fucking $65. Obviously, I just went, grocery shopping, so I'm venting a little bit, but like, this shit don't make no sense. It really makes absolutely no sense how expensive shit is. Like, so if you ain't got a partner that's really ready and willing to help you out and like really like build this shit together, man, get the fuck on. Like, I ain't gonna lie, this is not the time to be taking care of nobody else. I don't give a damn what you say. If the motherfucker ain't helping, they are literally hindering your ability to be able to get shit done.
I'm going to explain to you guys how much more expensive things are today than they were even 3 years ago based off of my current financial situation. So 4 years ago, when I graduated law school, I graduated making $65,000 a year. I was living in a 1-bedroom by myself, paying $1,400 a month. After the first 3 months, my boyfriend moved in, and so then we were splitting it, so it was $700 a piece. But he lost his job at one point, and so for 3 months before he got a new one, I was covering the rent all by myself. So it was about 6 months of me paying $1,400 a month for that year-long lease. Now I make about $85,000 a year. I have 2 roommates, and we split the rent 3 ways. And usually my rent is like $950, something around that. So I'm making technically $20,000 more a year. I'm paying roughly the same of what I was paying in rent. And I have never been more stressed out about money in my entire life.
My first job out of college, I made $30,000 a year. I knew it wasn't a lot, but I was really happy and it was a salary and I was able to live on it. I paid rent. I had 1 roommate. We lived in a 2-bedroom and I got by. I'm very transparent about salary. So I make almost $140,000 a year now and I can't imagine making less. I don't live fancy. I live very simply. I do not have kids. I have 2 pets. And I have enough to live my life and just about enough. And before you come for me, I live in a very, very high cost of living area and I'm not struggling by any means. I have enough to pay my bills and I have enough to save and I have enough to have fun. And for some people that might be like, oh, well, what are you complaining about? My God, that is so much money. I can't imagine having that amount of money. I know where you're coming from. Just 5 years ago, I couldn't imagine having this amount of money. But just 5 years ago, I couldn't imagine how much a grocery trip would cost today. It's literally like, I don't even think about it because it's like unbelievable and it's really hard to think about it. And if I think about it, it's just too stressful. I know there are still 30,000 a year jobs. I know that's still a thing. And I do not know how people live in my state on a salary like that. And I'm not being like the poor's. It's just like, that was me. that was me like a very short time ago. It wasn't even that long ago. And yeah, we're not in a good place, you guys. I feel like a lot of people don't realize that America is really, really like a third world country for a lot of people and in a lot of places. Like, truly, you guys. Like, and I come from a so-called third world nation, and we have free healthcare and excellent standard of healthcare as well. So yeah, I've grown really disillusioned with this whole place.
Y'all, when my total popped up on that screen at the grocery store, I thought I was being pranked. Like, I literally had 4 bags, and none of it was meat, and it was $56. Like, what in the world? At this point, ramen noodles is going to be a weekly occurrence for us because groceries are just getting so expensive. It's crazy to me how high they've gotten in the past couple of years, and it's just getting higher and higher. But, in all honesty, I don't see how people are affording groceries. I'm sure a lot of them are choosing between paying this bill or that bill or eating. Of course, you've got to choose eating, you know, like it's just, I don't see how single parents who are doing it all on their own, how they're making it. And my heart hurts for them. My heart hurts for everybody really, because it's crazy how expensive things are getting and are continuing to rise. But, I'm just thankful that my husband does have a good job and we are still able to buy groceries without having to choose between bills. But I know there's so many out there that are struggling, and I'm praying for you, and I'm praying that these prices will go down before long. I mean, things can only get better, right? And that's my prayer. So I give it to you for those who are struggling. You can do it, and I pray that things get better for you.
Lord, I don't understand. I was not put here on this planet to be poor. Like, oh my God, I'm so tired of working these jobs and not able to live. Like, I'm barely getting by. I'm a bed away from working at the place I'm at. This shit is too much.
Yo, I haven't been to Chipotle in months. I thought all this like portion shit, you know, I felt gypped before, right? Like, we've all felt a little gypped because we feel like we deserve the big old scoops from the olden days. But what I'm about to show you, and like, normally we had a new girl. She's clearly getting trained, and normally you get like extra when it's the new girl. They gave us the scraps of the rice between both of our bowls. Now, mind you, mine looks full because it's covered in lettuce, which they gave me the whole fucking head of lettuce. When I show you my fiance's fucking bowl, Chipotle, get fucked. If I can't even show you, like, hold on, I'm actually gonna have her, well, you're not gonna stir it, are you? I'm gonna have her stir it and show you how fucking no rice there is, or no chicken or anything in there is. Also, this was what, $31? Yeah. This was $31. Hold on. Like, you're already at the bottom of the bowl.
Like, literally?
My kids is with my sister, so I'm like, okay, let me go to McDonald's or something. You know, I was gonna go to Dunkin' Donuts, but I'm like, that's too expensive. Starbucks too expensive. I'm on a little diet. I just broke. You know, rent just had to be paid. Everything else, I'm like, I deserve a coffee to myself. Let me go get a little small. It ain't gonna be that much. Just a little small coffee, right?
How you doing? You're at $3.70?
$3.70. I thought I was gonna come and spend like $2. The world know it's going crazy. A small coffee, $3.70. Jesus. This is my change from my $5 bill for a small coffee. But they expect us to be able to survive. I mean, I guess coffee isn't a necessity, but after a long week of work, parenting or whatever, we should be able to go and spend $1, $2 on a small coffee and just unwind and enjoy our motherfucking time to ourselves. $3.70 is what toilet paper used to cost. That's how much a small coffee is now. Nowadays, you're spending $20 on toilet paper. I'm telling everybody now, count the squares. Use 5 squares. Because we can't afford no more damn toilet paper.
I got a bone to pick with Chipotle. Because why are we charging for cheese? Tell me why. I just got a bowl. I wanted my cheese on the side. And they go, yeah, you got to pay for that. Since when the fuck am I paying for cheese at Chipotle? And I was like, I just want my cheese on the side. They were like, yeah, you're asking for cheese on the side, so you have to pay. I paid. You can see right here. I said this after like I had paid for everything because I was like rushing. And I just tap and pay when I see them put everything in. And then I seen that my stuff was getting packed up and I was like, oh, could I get my cheese on the side? It's shredded cheese, mind you. I could fully tell you it's a cup of shredded cheese. So he had to charge me separately. Nope, I didn't realize I flipped the camera. $1.91 for cheese, separate from my order already. And I was like, since when are we paying for cheese? He was like, this is what my manager said. We're charging people if they want a side of cheese because cheese is an expensive thing. What? You're charging me for something you already putting in my damn bowl? Like, what the fuck is going on? And then this Chipotle CEO want to be like, oh, you just got to look at people and be like, and they'll put extras. Bitch, you got him out here charging for shit. I hate it here. So, yeah, that I'm home. Can pay for this. Basically, this is what like. Also, both control they're saying only two. It's this not be $2. I pay $2 because I paid about the thing. I'm getting for that on the be for guac. My guac problem with paying like the people on the time should be getting for it. The behind paying it is expensive. That is crazy. So depending on the of it, this is people saying about that are weird. That this is like reason why this is the reason. I'm just support gets me like done.
And I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but them Chipotle prices for showing up. I was in there the other day, and normally my meal cost me around $18 for a bowl, chips, and a large drink. I got the same thing a couple days ago. That $18 meal is now 22 something. Not a lot of difference, but every coin matters. Now, because of that Chipotle, I'm just letting y'all know, I was already taking like extra forks that I needed. I only needed one. I was leaving out with like 4. I was doing that. I was taking a few extra napkins. I didn't need them. I was taking a little sauce kept things. I didn't need them. I don't need them here, but I was taking a couple. I'm not gonna lie. Now I'm letting y'all know I'm doing flagrant shit. I left out of that Chipotle and I took the whole damn cup full of forks because I feel like I need my money back. So I feel like I gotta make up for that difference. I took a bottle of hot sauce. It wasn't a fresh bottle, but it was one that, people kind of poured out. It was already poured out a little bit. And when I seen it was halfway, I'm like, I think I cracked a new one. These new prices, I gotta start, you know what I mean? I gotta put me first.
I need somebody to tell me how I'm supposed to make it in today's economy. Bruh, shit's so high. You can't, it's hard to go grocery shopping. I mean, you go in the store with say $300. You ain't coming out with much. And I remember back in the day, 300, shit, if you was shopping with that, you had a buggy full of meat, shrimp, steaks, enough, to last a while. Now, $300 might get you 6 little bags. That's pitiful, man. Something's got to change. The gas prices is still high. What happened, man? I thought Trump was gonna help us. This ain't what I expected when I voted this year, bro. Last year. That's not right. Something got to change. We can't make it. How are we gonna make it?
Tell me why I went to the grocery store today and I saw this. What is that? That's not a snack. That's a sample. I, for one, am not paying for air. And I even checked to make sure that the top wasn't open and that someone just grabbed a little bit and then put a bag back. Nope, it was closed and it was half full. Or should I say it was half empty. I know that Trump and his team just got into office, but I pray and I hope that we see inflation drop dramatically because our wallets cannot take it any longer.
The cost of living in this country is currently, it's not going to be, it is currently unsustainable. And there are people that they know this, but then they'll still look at somebody else that's struggling and then tell them they're not doing good enough. I want you to imagine somebody that makes $75,000 a year. That's a pretty high up wage in terms of like top earners in this country, $75,000 a year. And we're going to go through some things here. This is a person with no debt outside of a car. And please don't hit me with the, you can go buy a car for, shut up. You can't. Shut up. Stop saying ridiculous things. An entry-level decent car is $30,000. So this person who puts $200 a month into insurance and they pay 5% into their 401k because shut up, people should be able to put money into their retirement. Because if you're not doing it now, you're never going to get to start doing it later. So after those two things come out of their paycheck and their taxes are paid, they bring home $53,850 a year from a $75,000 paycheck. Average rent in my state for a one-bedroom apartment, because an adult should be able to live by themselves, $1,700. That car payment at 6% for an entry-level, very reasonable sedan, nothing fancy, that car payment's $579 a month. Car insurance, $240 or so a month for a lot of vehicles in this day and age. You're a young person, you've got a nice job, but the insurance companies still want to screw you over. Food. You only cook at home. You never, ever go out. You only cook at home and you only eat decent quality food because a human being should be allowed to eat decent quality food. You pay $879 a month for that. You spend $250 a month in gas. You wear and tear on your car $100 a month. $80 for your phone, $80 for your internet, $175 a month for your electricity, $70 for your water, $20 for your cash. You make $75,000 a year, and outside of a car payment, you have zero debt. Do you know how much money you have left over annually at a $75,000 wage? You do nothing. You don't own a Netflix. You don't go out on a date. You don't pay to go to a park. You don't go watch a movie. You do nothing. If you can't find it on the internet for free, you don't get to do it. If you can't cook it at home for your $800, you don't get to do it. You have $3,700 left over annually. That's like $320 a month. And there's going to be, well, dog's $300. Shut up. Shut your stupid, contrarian, edgelord mouth. That's not a doctor bill, because God knows just because we have insurance doesn't mean that we don't still pay far out the ass when we go to the doctors. People like to be entertained. They want to date. They want to... There's those of you out there that will tell somebody living like this on $75,000 a year before taxes that they are not doing what they're supposed to do, that they should get a second job, that they should get a side hustle, that they should get a better job. And the fact that you would look at somebody with no debt other than a car and say something like this to them means objectively you're a moron and you live in a fantasy world. This is unsustainable.
Tell me why I just got frozen yogurt, which is self-serve, you do it all yourself, and at the end there was a tipping screen? For what? Like, what are you talking about? What? Am I tipping you for just simply existing and like being present at your job? It's so weird. I was a server for many years, so I completely understand tipping culture and the fact that you should tip people providing you a service. Why? Please. I always tip every single time there is like a screen that pops up asking for a tip. I give a tip. That is just getting absolutely outrageous. And I think what makes me the most mad is it just gives companies an excuse to like not pay their employees well because they rely on tips. If it's not a job where they're actually performing a service, pay your employees a fair wage instead. How about that? Rocket science. I'm
a waitress in a privately owned restaurant, and this is what I think about tipping in the UK. It's never ever mandatory for you to give me a tip. However, if there is 15 people and your bill comes to around £300, £400, £500, and you can't dash me a fiver, there's a reason why for bigger tables, some places have mandatory service charge. For your 15 people, not only are you holding up the whole rest of the restaurant, but I also need to get my colleagues to come and help me carry 15 plates to your table for starters, mains and desserts. I understand that is my job. I understand. I get paid above minimum wage, so I get a living wage anyways. I'm not relying on tips to have a living wage, and our tips all get split. However, and this is just my opinion, I think if the food is good, there's no issues with your food, the service is great, then why would you not dash 10%? Do you know what I mean? That's coming from someone who always tips when I go to restaurants, and I wouldn't go out to eat if I couldn't afford a tip. But that might just be me.
If you cannot afford to tip, then you cannot afford to eat out. I used to be a waitress. I was in the service industry for a couple years in between like my college breaks. And if you can afford to eat out and pay for a $70 meal, but you cannot afford to tip, then you cannot afford to eat out. I think it is so egotistical and quite frankly just rude when you go to a restaurant and the service might not be the best service. The waitress or waiter could be having a bad day, whatever it might be, and not tipping at all because they got your drink order wrong. If that's gonna make you not tip, maybe you should stay home. I even feel this way with like takeout orders. I'm not saying tip 20% when you're just simply going and picking it up, but you can tip $2. It's very easy. I remember I had a friend in college and she said that she was just like the hostess or the person that would like do the to-go orders or whatever, and people used to never tip her. And like, okay, valid. I used to be that way, but like I always tip $1 or $2. Like, it's not hard. I think we forget this is people's livelihoods. Like, people depend on this money to feed themselves and their family. So, you know, it's just be a decent human being. And like, if you can't afford to tip when you eat out, if you're broke, just say that.
Hi.
Hello.
Come here, Max. Next.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I just want to say it's a nice house for a $5 tip.
You're welcome.
Fuck you.
Bro, just calm down. You only got to take one more delivery.
I don't want to work here anymore! 5 minutes! 5 minutes out there in the rain! And no tip! No tip!
It's 40 minutes. It's 12 and a half miles. So I don't think you realize how far it is.
So
I
when
think
you accept the pickup if you think it's that far?
they don't let us know how far. So I think you need to adjust your tip to make it right.
How much is the tip?
You gave an $8 tip.
What the hell are you looking for? I gave an $8.
Okay, I'm gonna bring the food back. I'm gonna bring the food back. Okay.
No. Yeah. So you have a car? So you okay.
Well,
Just so you know.
the convenience store.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
But
You have a good day. Take care.
come get it next time.
This is a PSA for everybody and their motherfucking mamas. Stop going to these establishments, whether they be a restaurant, Top Golf, Dave & Buster's, wherever the fuck you going, and letting people serve you and not tipping. I just had a table of 7 fucking people and then not one of them tipping. And we don't got automatic recruiter here, so that's, guess what? I just served all 7 of y'all, gave y'all the best service that I could give y'all for fucking free. Cause I only make $2 an hour, so don't say I'm getting paid by the hour. A waitress, your waiter, your bartender is only getting paid $2 an hour, minimum wage at most. Tip these fucking folks. And before you tell me to go get a regular fucking job, who gonna serve you then? If all the waitresses and waiters and bartenders go get a regular fucking job, who gonna serve you? Exactly. So tip these folks so they can stay in their position and serve you your drinks and serve you your food with a fucking smile. And I know you probably thinking this, so I'm gonna go ahead and answer it. No, they was not melanated people. No, they was not. And just so y'all can't say I'm motherfucking lying, here's the proof. $0. $183 they spent. $0. $0. The fuck?
Here she is.
Sir, this is only an 8% tip you left me. Was everything okay?
Yeah, it was alright.
You mean 8% though?
I just, you didn't really do much, and I had to do all the eating, so whatever.
Keep your 8%.
Okay.
It's always the dumbest bitches that are like, I don't know what I'm tipping for. But why am I tipping you? All you did was take my order. When you tip a server on credit card, you are not just tipping the server. You are tipping the drink runner, the food runner, the busboy, the bartender. Like, you are tipping an array of fucking people, okay? And I fear that is not common knowledge. It's being lacked up here. And on top of that, your server is busting their fucking ass physically and mentally. Standing up for several hours, no break, hungry, need to go to the bathroom, dehydrated. And those servers are walking around their section like, oh, is everything okay? Are we good? Are we all right? They're getting boxes, they're getting refills, they're making sure you have your side of a very specific sauce no one's ever asked for except you. And they gotta be nice to bitch-ass people who don't believe in tipping.
Okay, real talk. How y'all affording life right now? I mean, Pringles are $2.62. My kid's getting the generic form of that, which is Pringles, because I'm not paying that much for Pringles. Like, I don't understand. Like, life is so expensive right now. Like, what am I doing wrong? That's the first thing. Another thing that I don't really even buy very often, I went to go get Pillsbury cinnamon buns, and they were $5.67. I remember when they were $1.99. What in the world? Just don't know if I need to start selling something. Body organs, limbs. I mean, what are you all doing? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm tired and I'm broke, and I'm tired of being broke. So
People that have regular normal jobs, I just would like to know, how are you surviving in America off of regular pay? My car insurance is over $400 a month. My current payment is over $400 a month. My nails, $200 a month. Of course, that's including the toes and the eyebrows too. Lashes, probably like $200 a month. The list goes on. Then people have the nerve to ask me what got me into dancing. Bitch, my bills. I'm at the point where I will literally do everything and anything I can to not have to pay rent. I'm totally uninterested. Nope, don't want to have anything to do with it.